Hey everyone. So it's gonna be the forecast for the collective for February, or whenever you come across this video, because yet again, as many of you know, my forecasts are timeless. So there's a few ways you can use this if you're new to my channel and it's not February. You can listen to the general overall reading for the month and apply it to whatever month you're in. Or you can, treat it like a pick a card, go down to the timestamps below in the description and pick what you feel drawn to, whether it's the overall general reading for the month or a certain week you feel drawn to click on. You can, let's say you're in week 4 of December, you can click on week 4 and apply it to whatever week you're actually in, or you can listen to the whole thing and apply it to whatever month, day, week, time you're in. Messages can still apply. So even though this is for February of 2025, like I said, you can apply to whenever you happen to come across this video. So quick nail cam, this, February, Valentine's. So that's the theme for this, and just bringing in love. The collective needs it. The collective needs love, love, love. So that is what these are charmed with, the intention. My mug says, no, you hang up, and on the other side, it's Ghostface, but I just liked it because it was pink, and, even though it's not Halloween, I'm still rocking with it because 90s nostalgia. So let's go ahead and get into the overall reading for the month, and then after that I'll get into each week. Okay, scoot you over a little bit. Actually, let's put you over here. All right. Whew. This one was like hanging out, left behind after I picked up the deck, so I feel like that may be part of the message. I haven't looked at the card yet, but we'll see what it says. And I don't know how my daughter must have accidentally dropped my cards because they're all over the place right now. All right. Yes, baby? In a little bit, okay? After Mama's reading. She asking for more oatmeal bars. Okay. I'm not going to read these reversals because, well, maybe I will. Maybe that was for a reason. So, yeah. All right. This one was also reversed. So, just wanted to show you that. That's how I first saw it. So, I do feel like, here's the upright version. So, I do feel like for this month, a lot of us are really wanting to put something out of sight, out of mind. A lot of us are really wanting to just ignore the chaos, the drama, the hurt, the sadness, the pain, the overwhelming feelings. We just want to set it aside for a while. Some of us may be feeling like we're beginning to, disassociate, or finding other modes of escape. Now, this is not a long-term solution, but I think majority of us are aware of it. But I do feel like it's okay to take space or disconnect from the things that feel draining or just like too much right now, so that you can be more present and pour into self and just needing that time. A lot of us, I feel, will be taking social media breaks during this time, or just media breaks in general during this time. But also another way that I'm seeing that energy and that message is that there are some other, we're taking break from all of that kind of energy I just mentioned, but I also feel like a lot of it is the other parts of our lives that we had been maybe not giving the attention that was needed, like, mending certain relationships that we still find value in, or addressing difficult conversations, or handling other business that we needed to focus on. I do feel like that there is a shift towards now doing that. The card that had been left behind that I talked about is the message of balance. So I do feel like that, was applying for this month. We're needing time to center ourselves and to make sure our foundations are strong, so that when we do attempt to build upon whatever it is we're attempting to build upon, it's not likely to just fall apart. And also learning to balance life again, learning to balance work and our personal lives, learning to balance our family and our friends, our personal relationships and our community relationships, learning to balance our emotions, learning to regulate our emotions in a healthier way. These are some of the things I feel are coming through for this month, or February, or whenever you happen to come across this. Let's see what else. Okay, Temperance, that goes perfectly with the message of balance we just talked about. Pour into self, pour into what you value, pour into your loved ones, and cherish today. And it's also a time of learning. Like, whenever I see this, certain things don't mix well together. And so I do also feel like during this time, we're also learning to realize or acknowledge just what doesn't mix well with us anymore. All right, and let's get one more overall message for the month, and then we'll get into each week. Ten of Emotions. This is Ten of Cups energy. So it feels like a mixed bag of energy. The emotions will be up and down, but there is an overall feeling of just support and community. I know that many people, if you are like a part of the spiritual community online, you probably heard that one of the themes of 2025, with it also being a 9-year, is like humanitarian, like, why can't I say that word? Humanitarianism. So there is that element, but I also feel like we're learning to lean on and support those that are closest to us, learning to ask for help. And I also do feel for many of us, not everyone, because again, general energy, but I do feel for many of us, there's an overall energy of fulfillment because we have reevaluated what is actually important, and we're not letting so much of the small things get to us. We're not letting so much of the illusion of this matrix get to us anymore, because those of us that know, we know what's up. So I do feel that there is, and with it being a February being the month 2, at least in the calendar year that we follow here in the US, for example, 2 is also an energy of duality, of choices, of decisions, of balance, of relationships. So these are themes that are coming up that we are learning to realign with as we have evolved. And with it also, again, being a 9-year, we're still in this energy of recovery and retrospect and looking back in hindsight, and introspection, and just taking time, separation from chaos, to kind of just withdraw, to recover from all of that too, and making choices moving forward. But with all of that, there is an overall feeling of love. Like, love, not just in the romantic sense, which I do feel is beautiful, and a lot of people are going to be experiencing that, but like, again, learning to cherish love around you when you have it. New versions of seeing and viewing and choosing love, and who you want to actually show up and choose to love every day, and try to continue to keep that love going every day in terms of it being a choice and an effort. In addition to the beautiful, like, yes, some of us are in that in love feeling, romantic feeling, but I feel it's more of just like holding on to those you choose to love and that choose to love you. Now let's get into each week. You okay, baby? Okay. She got quiet. Y'all know when toddlers get quiet like that, they sometimes are into something. All right, so week 1, this one came up reversed, forgiveness. Here it is upright. Week 1, there may be some themes for some of us that we're struggling with forgiveness and understanding this energy of like, why did this happen? Why did this have to happen? I don't understand. Like, why is it that, you know, good things happen to, why is it that it sometimes seems like bad things happen to good people, like things like that. And so for many people, I feel like this is a struggle with getting to that place of forgiveness and understanding to something. But I also feel like a lot of it is really having to do with getting to a place of finding forgiveness in self, because I feel like there's been a lot of like self-blame for many things that have been happening. Maybe you feel like time was wasted in a certain area, or you focused on the wrong things, or you missed a red flag, or you missed a sign, or you missed an opportunity, or spent focus on the wrong things in the past, whatever it is. But what Spirit is saying for week 1 is have more compassion for yourself if it's you blaming you, you know, and for some people, this is also about like forgiving others for their mistakes. And again, life is circumstantial. So this is not a one size fits all. Like, this is not a one size fits all for all situations, but it is important to remember that for some things, forgiveness is more so for you rather than whether or not that person deserves it. Because like, you can forgive someone and not interact with them ever again. But like I said, this is circumstantial. This is not one size fits all. I'm not saying everybody has to forgive everybody, you know, I'm not saying that. But there is a theme of forgiveness for your own peace and relief for many of us in week 1. Also, Knight of Wands energy, getting back to your creativity. And I feel like whenever you see this in week 1, whatever you're putting action towards or feel inspired to do or act upon or embrace, you'll see positive results for, I'm getting anywhere between July to August, or around July to August, if not exactly in one of those months. That's just a side message I feel coming through. I also feel like this is a need to embrace a new version of self in the future. And that goes perfectly along with the energy of the Magician. And Spirit is also saying family is priority. I just heard that. Family is priority in week 1. For some of you, this is your actual blood family. For some of you, this is the family you created. For some of you, this is friendship family, community. For some of you, this is, people you view as family or soul family, even if they're not blood. Family is priority during this time in week 1. Maybe it's all of the above, but that is the message coming through. But also taking what you got and now needing to reclaim, embrace your newfound power and create something new moving forward with it. And I also, side message, I just heard like what sounds like like a text message coming through, like a ding. That was my clairaudience. So I do feel like some of you may also be receiving some important news or like a communication that feels a bit unexpected during this time. Especially if it's been someone that you've been distant from for some time, or someone you just don't talk to that often, but all of a sudden like they come to mind. I feel like a lot of you are going to be getting those pop-up kind of communications. Let's go into week 2. Yes, baby, I'll be there in a minute, okay? Week 2. Week 2. This one is reversed. There it is upright, message of tension. So I feel like some of the tension is actually being relieved in week 2. You know, there's been, for some of you, you're cutting ties with people that, or situations or habits that were creating that tension, or belief systems or things you were doing to yourself creating that tension. There's a lot of blocking, muting, snoozing energy going on online and with communication with certain people that were creating tension, or things that you were viewing or listening to. But I also feel like it's an energy of cutting, like not just cutting ties, but also like cutting karmic cycles as well. Like, and cutting out any kind of muskaka BS energy, like seeing past it, like you can't fool me this time. But the good thing about it all is, once you do all of that, however it resonates with you, use your own discernment on how it fits into your own life, there will be less tension. And some of you, it could be the situations where there's like kind of something major that happens that is uncomfortable, but then following that, it's a learning lesson, it creates dialogue, it creates change, and then the tension is relieved. Some of you, this could be relieving some passionate tension, if you get what I mean. All right. We also have 3 of Pentacles energy. And as a side note, a message to something you maybe have wondering in the back of your mind, Spirit is saying the answer is at some point. So use your discernment and intuition on what that may be. But back to the 3 of Pentacles, getting back to a place of support and who your team is, who you align with. But like, I do feel like this is energy of you recognizing your own skills and how far you've come and giving yourself a pat on the back, but also others seeing the progress you're making too and acknowledging it. But I also feel like there's still a lot to where just mentally you may be feeling drained, and your head may not be in the right place to do certain things during this time, and that's okay. Go ahead and rest. In particular with online stuff, take breaks. Going into week 3, many are still dealing with a feeling of mourning, of grief, of sadness, of recovery in week 3. And the thing about that is that sometimes it can come out of nowhere because things can trigger it. And so you're going to have good days, you're going to have bad days, you're going to have good weeks, bad weeks, good months, bad months, good years, and then some years up and down. You know what I'm saying? Just that's the thing about it. But I also feel that even with that, there's going to come moments of inspiration. There's going to come moments of enlightened, awakened experiences and thoughts. And there's going to be periods of days to where all of a sudden you are seeing more clearly, or you're getting answers you are needing, or seeing signs, symbols, synchronicities that are helping you to gain understanding or clarity or inspiration to keep going, to keep pushing forward, or to feel excited again about life moving forward. So There's that. Also embracing creativity and strength returning. And what I'm also seeing, I also heard you're noticing who has fool's gold, or like all the glitters isn't gold kind of energy. These two were reversed. So I do feel that overall there is a disconnect from the world for some people. Like I said, remember in the beginning, in the general messages, I was saying like some have a feeling of like disassociating. My light just is moving weird. All right, let me just put it here. Hopefully that will be okay. So there's that, disconnecting from the distractions of the world to turn inward and focus on your inner world inside and the world around you, your personal world. That is more important right now. That is coming up. In answer, I just heard Spirit say, when it comes to something that you may have been feeling impulsive about, this not going to apply to everybody, but Spirit is saying not this year. This just may not be the year for it. But also when it comes to like things like unnecessary trips or travel or things like that, Spirit is saying not this year. Maybe don't do it this year. Maybe hold off. And then also emotional regulation, or regulating your emotions to the best of your ability, or asking for help with that is going to be important during this week, because remember these were reversed at first. So you may be also dealing with some people around you or in your life that are not good with that either, or actually emotionally immature, whatever it might be, or maybe your emotions are just all over the place. Going back to this message, up and down, moments of grief and sadness or depression or whatever it might be, or anxiety, and then other moments of just exploration, excitement, inspiration, love, all of that, clarity. There's going to be a lot of that up and down energy in week 3. And week 4, stop giving your energy to what you no longer love or that does not love you back. That is what I feel for week 4. Stop, basically, like, don't force it. Don't force it. You know, that whole vibe of choose people that choose you back, or, you know, just being more selective of, like, even when it comes to just like the energy of like career or business, like you may not always love what you do, but if that is the case, then maybe shifting your energy to either something you love more, or like something that can give you results later on, even though it's not loving you back at this very moment. You know what I mean? Like, for example, passive income, things like that, in a wise, smart way, things like that. And of course, when it comes to people, that's a pretty obvious message of like, if they're not loving you the way you need, sometimes it doesn't even matter how they feel. If you don't feel loved, then things are irrelevant. You know what I mean? How they feel is irrelevant if they can't love you how you need to be loved. So there may be some decision making there in terms of either hard conversations or therapy, or making a choice to move on, or whatever it is for you, you know, whether or not you're going to keep trying or not. You know, these are the things that may be needing to reevaluated. But also 7 of inspiration, this is 7 of wands energy. Boundaries are needed. Stand on 10 toes with your boundaries. Stand on 10 toes with your needs. Stand on 10 toes with how you really feel, honestly. It's not a time for backtracking. This one was reversed. 2 of Pentacles was reversed. So with that being a reverse energy, letting go of what has been weighing you, letting go of what is not priority, letting go of what is not actually important right now, letting go of what you just cannot mentally handle at this time. Maybe revisit it later, deal with it later. But again, letting go of what is not like top tier importance to you during this time, because you already have been carrying in so much, you know. And also, if you've been trying to make a decision, weighing pros and cons, or looking into something or debating about something within yourself for some time, now is the time to, like, you'll probably know what you want to do now. You'll probably know what you're ready to move forward with or not move forward with, and just being clear about that and just making that known. Some of you are super tired of other people dropping the ball, or maybe it's you that has been dropping the ball, and, you know, making change accordingly as far as that goes. So that's what I have. If you made it this far, send me a flower emoji, because that's what I just saw. Let me know what's going on. And, you know, just make sure you do all the things to help support. It's free to like the video, free to subscribe. You know what I'm saying? Like, share it around, comment, helps with the algorithm, all the free things that helps to help support if you know, enjoy my readings and channel and whatnot. And I hope you guys have a happy month. Bye.